Guys, my name is Popola Marvelous. I'm the CEO of Marble Dream Event and also the event planner for the Akintade wedding, which is taking place tomorrow. Now come with me as we interview the bride and the groom.
Everybody come close, I got a story. Yeah. Everybody come close, I got a story. Beyond the story, a tale of love. Yeah. Beyond the story, a tale of love. A tale of I found love. Yeah, a tale of I found love. A tale of I found love. A tale of I found.
Hi, bride.
Hi, my name is Rachel Ogundeji, soon to be Rachel Akintade, and I'm a physiotherapist, and I also create Christian content on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
Hi Mavi, Jessica is my name. Hello everyone. I am a young champ who loves God. I'm into the music ministry. An educational consultant, and I'm a young entrepreneur. Someone interested who is passionate about seeing young people get it right in life. And I'm also into tech. I could say I'm into tech.
We met on To Go in 2013, actually, from a To Go room. I mean, if you used to go in the days of To Go, you get into To Go rooms and then you meet people from there. So that was where we connected and then moved into personal chats and, yeah. So, and we've maintained contact since then, despite going to different schools and, we've maintained contact since then, yeah.
We met on social media and it was divine orchestration.
It's a bit of an history because when we met on To Go, I mean, we were both young teenagers. They asked me out. I said no. And then after that, we maintained being friends. Both of us, went on to be in relationship with other people, and we even knew about each other's relationships at the time. And then, one thing led to the other. We're both single at it, and because we've always maintained contact as friends. So that day he called me as usual. We just had a very long chat, and because of all that was going on at the time, and it was like, okay, it just, it wants to ask a question, and it sounded weird. Oh yeah, go on now. And it was like, can we pray? I was like, oh fine, because that wasn't the first time we're going to be praying together as friends. And it was like, oh, it was very specific that can we take time to pray about each other, because we've been friends all along and we don't know what's going on here. When we were teenagers, they had liked me at the time, but of course nothing came out of that. But we maintained friends. So it was like, can we pray about each other? And then, we stayed as friends and then took time to pray about each other. So I think it was that day, I think it was that day that it began to, become clear that, this is it.
I did realize when I knew affirmatively, comprehensively what God was doing in my life. So it was a season, and I knew it was God, and it was right. I knew this is everything that God is doing with me.
When we had our introduction in December, and when I traveled to Nigeria for that, and the time we spent together, after being in a long distance relationship for a while, and then coming together, seeing each other and spending some time together, so that stays one of the most favorite memories up until now.
Every time is memorable. Every time we hide is memorable, and the truth is, I think, it's difficult to, but of course, everybody will always say, when I say the tavern, she understands. So I would say my most memorable time with her was at the tavern.
But if I was to, say the most favorite thing that I love about him is sincerity. Yeah.
Her smiles, her intentionality. She's a wonderful being, amazing.
So far, I would say, different opinions from family. Yeah. So that has been the most challenging part. Yeah.
Because structuring a wedding, every part of it is stressful. Even if you have the millions already sorted out from the start, it is always still challenging. So I'm not going to say there was a particular part that was, challenging, but it's an experience that I've always looked forward to, and I had an amazing time. Of course, it was challenging, but it was ministry to the glory of God has always taught us that challenging is part of building capacity. So that was what it was for me.
I received quite a lot of advice, and I think the best advice I've received so far is you have to be patient. You don't really know somebody very well until you start living with them. So there are some things you will see that will shock you. You just have to be patient. Yeah. So yeah, being patient.
And we have many wonderful people in our lives who've told us so much about relationship. Okay, I'm going to say the most important of it all is that when communication breaks down, there's a big problem in marriage.
One thing I'm looking forward to is having someone in my space, someone I can talk to, having someone in my space, someone I can talk to that isn't, a sibling or a friend. Yeah, someone I can say, okay, this is my person. Yeah, and I know that, they have me as priority. Yeah. So having that kind of person. Yeah.
Exploring with my wife, and doing great things. And I'm not just going. When I say exploring, not just ministry. I mean, we getting to know each other, being the best version of ourselves, and living forever together. It's going to be better every day, every new day. It's going to keep getting better.
So one advice I would like to give to every single person out there desiring to be married is to avoid being anxious. Because when you're anxious, every new person you meet or every friend in your circle, begins to look like the potential one, and you can make mistakes in that kind of instance. So avoid being anxious, find rest in God. From a place of rest, you will be able to make a more, God-directed decision. Yeah.
Trust God. God is faith. That's it. As he said, he will do it. Trust him. He is faithful. Nah, and that's the truth. Just hold on to his words. Sometimes it does not make sense, but like I keep saying, trust God. He knows the way, so he will lead you in the way. So trust God. How for?
I mean, even before I knew he was the one, this has been a song that I have longed to, have played at my wedding, whether as the entrance song or as the recessional song or the first dance. And that's, See What the Lord Has Done by Nathaniel Bassey. See what the Lord has done. Can you see what the Lord has done? What we waited for has come to pass. See what the Lord has done.
On your wedding day, you're gonna sing that. Can you see what the Lord has done? When you walk into that
found you. Tell me, where have you been, baby? I've been waiting for you. All right, longing for you, baby. Tell me where you been, my darling. Yeah, I've been waiting for you, longing for you, my girl. Yeah. Oh yes, I know God's been working. Yes, I know. Yes, I know God's been working. Yes, I know.